What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling. Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's Spot Show live stream. Hopefully, everybody's had a good week so far. Yes, it is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and hopefully, a lot of you don't have to work the weekend. So far, I don't. Trying to find some information here. Come on. That's not what I was looking for. Yeah, I'm looking for, because it's going to kind of involve the first discussion of the night. So sorry that I'm not there we go. That's what I wanted. Anyway, yes, welcome to Spot Show live stream where we talk about the more current stuff, current subjects of the current wrestling product. I'll spit it out in a minute. Already need to take a drink of something. Yeah, it's getting to be, or it is fall. A little bit of the fall allergies, and plus, they were kind of dressing up some slopes and areas with topsoil, and man, that organic stuff just gets to me. Even after all these years, it gets to me. Yeah, I can't even walk across it without achoo, feeling sick and all that good stuff. So anyway, yes, how's everybody going? I do have a question, a poll question. I can't read right now, but basically I am thinking about doing another fantasy booking video. This time Survivor Series, WWE versus AEW. If anybody's interested in me doing just a live stream of just that. I think the last couple, it was just part of the live stream, and I spent a lot of time, talking about it. First one I did good. First one I did Forbidden Door, AEW versus WWE, and I think I need to re-release that video. Maybe I can go through it and maybe re-edit it or something like that. Well, I don't know how I would re-edit it, but just put it back out there, and because it's on there, all you gotta do is look it up fantasy booking Forbidden Door. Has some matches, and I want to think. Tell you what, doesn't matter what I think, I did it. So yeah, watch it. If you think I did pretty good at it, there's a couple of things I just threw together, but there are some that I'm like, okay, let me really think about this, because it's like anything. It's like movies sometimes, or it used to be. You make a movie. Sometimes you put things in there to where it's like, I believe that they made a sequel of this, he'll tell more about this, if, or goes in deeper into to the story. Um, and I think I did that a little bit. I think the one major angle I do remember putting on there is I had a match with uh, Britt Baker and Charlotte Flair. Um, kind of left if I remember correctly, the ending was kind of to a point to where it didn't really bury Britt Baker. Spoiler alert, I had Charlotte winning. But then something else kind of happened at the end of it that would lead up to a Survivor Series match. So, uh, kind of an open-ended thing. Uh, that was more like the little boy popping up out of the water in the first Friday 13th movie, if you want to call it that. I don't think they had an idea of doing a sequel or doing the whole series and Jason being the main character, the monster of the movie. I know I'm kind of breaking off here, but speaking of horror movies and Friday 13th. Now, is that the one, or was it Halloween, where they went in it? The person who created it went into it like, okay, we're just going to make this one movie, but if we make another movie, it's going to be it's going to be like an anthology type series of movies though, with different things happening, telling different stories. And of course, the Friday the 13th was surround the date Friday the 13th. So I don't think they went into it. They went into it thinking it's going to be, if they did sequels, it's going to just tell another story and not have the main focus on Jason Voorhees. Where that, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, man, that would be a great concept if you can do it. Except for the main, Halloween is. I think Halloween had the idea of doing that too, but it seems like I recently heard it come from or the creators of Friday 13th was thinking about that as well. But anyway, let's talk about wrestling. This is a wrestling show, not movie talk. Yes, if you keep wondering, I am in a old raggedy hoodie here. I forgot my regular T-shirt, and a T-shirt I have is kind of like old, raggedy, loose. And I'm like, nobody wants to see that shit. So I put a hoodie on. It is kind of nippy in here because I had to keep it um because these hotel rooms, like I said before, they get nippy. Joe King, what's up? John C. wrote and made the movie to be a standalone. Okay. So was that supposed to be like the standalone, like first entry? Or were they thinking about making an anthology thing or making if they made another movie, it was going to tell another story surrounded by the date Friday, Friday the 13th, which by the way, let's see. Okay. The week before I watched 1 and 2. This past weekend, watched 3. Watched a little bit of the Ed Gein thing. Uh, wasn't too bad from what I've seen of it. Um, seems like there's another horror movie I watched. I did see because I don't know why it's just right now it's just last few years that's been like my go-to horror movie. I at least gotta watch that one once a year. That's Hell House LLC. Probably one of my especially in that genre, the um uh, found camera, found footage type movies. Even though I did like the first 3 paranormal or paranormal activity, I like those. I didn't like the Blair Witch. That was just annoying. The first Blair Witch. The second one is a little bit better, but nobody went to see it in theaters. But the first Blair Witch movie that was just annoying. It's like heck, it made me want to be a ghost and track him down. Make sure this text ain't for me. Hey, I was about to do something stupid and throw my phone across the room. Well, not across the room, at least on the bed, but kind of need it for the first story I'll talk about this evening. Instead of talking about horror movies, we'll we'll dig into that. But yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking about. I mean, I still have some things in mind. Like I said, you kind of uh, you walk around a job site, or you walking around or driving around. Um, you get a lot of alone time to think about stuff. So, and I know it popped in my head. It's like, you know what? I need I need to follow up on that Forbidden Door fantasy booking. Let's finish the story, as Cody Rhodes would say. But anyway, yes, this is Spot Show live stream. We will talk about wrestling, and sometimes we just go off. I'll go off on a tangent. Sometimes it's helped by my chat that I'll go off on a tangent talking about other shit. Sometimes I don't need no help. I'll just do it my own. Gosh, that sounded a little. But anyway, I just make sure it's not text. Anyway, yes. So anyway, feel free join me in the chat. I do encourage, uh, if you're out there, you're watching it live. Hey, make a comment. Let me know what you think about anything I discussed tonight. Give me your 2 cents, or be friendly and say hello. That's always cool. I encourage it all. If you're not watching this live, but you're watching on the replay, if you want to call it that, this is a standalone video. Comments section's right there. Leave me a comment, and I'll try to get to you. I, I'm pretty good at getting to comments quickly, which, let's be fair, I don't have that many comments on my stuff, so I'm even man enough to admit that, but I'll definitely get to it and respond, because I made a few short videos, and basically it was just cut up sections of uh, other videos, and people just made comments, and I'm it's pretty good at get to them pretty quickly. Um, and if you watch my little advertisement here, shameless plug, if you watch my Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, you know I promise to, if you go 5 for 5, I'll give you a shout out on this show and on the next week's Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Nobody has done it yet, so yes, not now, later. Go back, watch it. Like I said, if you go 5 for 5, I'll give you a shout out on next week's Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, since it is Thursday night. Unless you see, you'll have to cut this off, or try to watch it. Two things at the same time. That's no fun. But I'll give you 2 shout outs next week. Uh, so yeah, there's that. And hey, if you're enjoying yourself, you're having fun, uh, click that like button. Also, if you just enjoy watching, listen to a regular wrestling fan, no tie-ins. I don't have, you know, I don't have stooges or whatever. I don't have people telling me, "Oh, this is coming up," or "This person's coming in," and la 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 la. No, I don't have that kind of insider shit. So I just look at the shows and uh, pull up articles and discuss them. That's what I do. And if you enjoy that, you like to come along with the fun, hey, click on that subscribe button. Hey, don't forget about that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when new content becomes available. Yes, I am using my soft NPR voice because, as you see, I'm in the elegant Econo Lodge and Suites and Rockmart, Georgia. Did I mention this last week? Um, I give Rockmart kind of a hard time, but man, they're just so friendly here. Just this week, I mean, even this week, it's like talking to people, and I mean, and people you would think would be so standoffish and stuff like that. They're not. They're this friendly. I cracked a joke the other day in a store. What it was to because we was all in line, and uh, some 80s song. Yes, no, what was it? Borderline by Madonna came on. And I was kind of just doing like that. Even though I am never was a Madonna fan, never was. Just not my taste. Not a pop music fan. But anyway, it came on. I'm sitting there just kind of like doing that, dad, and you know, I don't think she'll be listening to this. If she is, hey, hello. But um, she was probably older than I was. I was like, yeah, you're probably too young to remember this song. And well, I mean, she did kind of admit, it's like, no, I do remember this song. I was in high school. It's like, ooh, I was not in high school when the song came out. I was in elementary school. So that does tell my age, but yeah, that lady and people were kind of like kind of laughing, and we're not laughing, just uh, not being assholes, in other words. And usually the clerks at the stores and uh, the person running this hotel, pretty cool. This not really ran to a total jerk, total assholes or anything like that. So Rockmart, Georgia is a very, very friendly town. Um, Probably one of the most friendliest towns I've been in a while. I mean, I'll give them I'll give them an A plus on friendliness. I will give them that. Um, so yes, that's why doing my NPR voice, which I'm not don't talk that loud anyway, but uh, seems like I do talk a little louder at home. I'll say a lot, but not right now. Which that reminds me, I need to fix these buttons here. Apparently, on this little sound bar thing I get, um, I can I can download sounds on here of my own and play with it, but I have not done that yet. So anyway, now with all that out of the way, let's break it down. Let's start talking about the sport of professional wrestling. Beginning with Lillian Garcia. Who doesn't like Lillian? She seems like speaking of nice people, she just seems like a nice person too. Gosh, I'm getting soft in my old age. I'm talking about nice people. Anyway, Lillian Garcia revealed that she has signed a new 2-year contract extension with the WWE, ensuring her presence with the company through late 2027. The beloved ring announcer shared the news exactly 1 year after making her official return to the WWE. Yes, that's when Samantha Irvin stepped down, uh, left the WWE to, I guess, do her music thing. Then Lily Garcia, excuse me, uh, filled in the rest of the night, and uh, her name is Alicia Washington or Warrington, excuse me, but her come on, Alicia Taylor is her WWE name. Now she's doing it. I think she's doing a pretty good job. Did you know she was a drummer? That's the reason I wanted to bring that up because yeah, she's a drummer. She played drums for Kate Nash, Kelly Osbourne, Lilix, Hannah Montana, Her, Gore Gore Girls, Don Robinson, All Girl Boys Choir, the Dolly Rots, the Bruises, Tracy Chapman, Selena Gomez, Colton Dixon, Chris Renee, and others. I did not know about her till I read about her the other day. So yeah, very talented woman. And uh, if Kelly Osbourne is anything like her dad, as far as when he picked musicians, he only picks the best. Uh, so him and Alice Cooper are synonymous with picking the best uh, musicians they can. So that tells me a lot right there. So she actually plays everything: pop, alternative rock, indie rock, rock, R&B, hip hop, and country. Which I mean, hip hop and country to say all you gotta do. I mean, I'm surprised they even have a drummer. That was probably easy gigs for her. Just just copy a drum machine. Anyway, take it to Instagram. Garcia expressed her gratitude to the WWE Universe for their continued support. Exactly 1 year ago today, I returned to my home, the WWE. What an incredible year it has been, being able to announce shows on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Saturday Night's Main Event, and Worlds Collide, she wrote. Garcia went on to share her current role has allowed her to explore new opportunities beyond traditional announcing. In fact, being able to continue to also sing and now announce in Spanish has been such a added treat. She confirmed that her contract was officially renewed just a day earlier, which is why I'm so excited to announce that just yesterday I signed on for another 2 years with the WWE. When I say I'll be your girl till the end of the world, I mean it, Garcia wrote. So good for her. I thought she was pretty good during her time. Then they brought other people in. Uh, I will say that, yeah, her, Irving, Alicia Taylor, trying to think that there was some other dude that did it, but yeah, uh, uh, Justin Robinson, I think is his name. Yeah, wasn't good then. Not got any better now. Uh, can't tell why he was bullied. Not that I condone it, but sometimes you just gotta look at somebody and go, mm, all right. Yeah, if anybody has any questions or yeah, there's like little buttons here I can push like that way. Oops, wrong way. So there was some rumors, or it has been reported that, and gosh, I hope this is untrue. Uh, WWE using AI to help write shows. No. Anyway, Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com recently revealed that WWE has brought in Cyrus Kasari as its new senior director of creative strategy. Meltzer also mentioned that the company is making use of Writer AI, a platform designed and trained using WWE related material. Following the report, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com took to Twitter X to provide more clarity on WWE's use of AI technology. Fightful Select spoke to a number of people in WWE, including top talent and near creative, about the overreaction to WWE using AI. WWE Creative has had AI software for years. Oh my God, explain a lot. But it's barely used and basically a glorified creative assistant. It's supposed to be used more on the production end to organize things and do things like eliminate background noise from certain shots. One top talent said Michael Hayes, Ed Koskey, and Paul Heyman are not AI. Oh yeah, Mike McGurk. She was good. I mean, and Finkel. As far as WWE, uh, Gary Chester. No, that was that his last name? Wrote a book. Gary Chester. Oh, Gary. God dang it. Capetta, right? Gary Michael Capetta. I thought he was decent. Um, but yeah, Finkel's good. But I mean, Gary Capetta kind of went everywhere. AWA, WWE, NWA, all that good stuff. Uh, Now I know Mark Lawrence went from being a ring announcer to commentator, but I thought he was, even though he was very deadpan, uh, the way he did it, uh, way he ring announced, I thought he did pretty good. His ring announcing was better than his commentary. But uh, did I ever watch the Shooter interview? I think I listened to a podcast he was on. It was decent. It kind of quickly went through his career. I don't think I really. I almost want to think I read his book too. Gosh, things have been so long ago. I forgot. Now back up to the world's most dangerous ring announcer, Gary Michael Capetta. The one ECW had, not Joel Gertner. You know what, Joel Gertner, when he was this Joel Gertner, not the manager or trying to be heel Joel Gertner. Uh, he was fine, but they had another one that's pretty good too. I can't remember his name. Now I'm not sure how they did it in the arenas. Uh, Dave Brown. Yeah, Dave Brown. When it was on TV, he just announced the names while sitting at the desk. Now there was a few episodes where they was doing Memphis was kind of helping out Championship Wrestling from Georgia. That was the promotion Ole started after the whole Black Friday thing, and they had Gordon Soley be a commentator with Lance Russell, which was pretty. I mean, come on, I mean that's two of the all-time best right there, uh, Gordon Soley and Lance Russell. But it was short-lived. But Dave Brown would went from commentator to he'd have to go in the ring and announce the competitors. It was kind of because I guess officially, because I remember Brad Armstrong's shooting review. Officially, he never officially worked for Memphis, but he did work Memphis shows. I know him and Tim Warner was the national tag team champions. They had a match on Memphis TV. Then when Brad Armstrong was Smoky Mountain champion, I think he had a couple matches with Jerry Lawler. Uh, his dad and his brothers worked there, but he never really worked there. But yeah, anytime I see AI software writing things, it's mm, oh nice. Um, Joe King just watched one of Laura's DVDs from eBay. Just watched some of this with. Oh, okay, yeah. So it was kind of cool, hearing Lance Russell and Gordon Soley call the action, which you know, mm, I think he had. I don't think there was any kind of real competition, but just for airtime, because Gordon Paul was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna stick around here for too long, because I work for Ole or Eddie Graham." But But anyway, yes. Anytime I see AI doing any kind of creative, especially on a major, major promotion, and like I say, you got Michael Hayes, you got Paul Heyman there. Uh, I've heard, like authors will sometimes use AI to kind of when they kind of got a block of something, they're like, mm, they'll use AI to, and of course, if you're a great writer, you can pretty much go kind of look at it, go, okay, we can go this way, but I'm going to change like every bit of it and get them back on the right path. Um, and we've seen on TikTok the the babies as stand-up comedians or cooks. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The Mr. Rogers AI. Oh, what was it? Oh gosh, I wish I remember that joke. Uh, oh, what? This has got awful. So there was Mr. Rogers and Tupac Shakur sitting in the couch on the TV show, and Mr. Rogers asked, uh, "What's worse than two lesbians running with scissors?" And Tupac was like, "Well, what's that?" Uh, two lesbians scissoring while having the runs. Sick, 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 sick people, man. But I laughed. That shit was hilarious. No pun intended, or was it? Oh, that yeah, Martin Luther King as a member of the LW or NWO. Um, I think I shared. Um, what was it? Dale Earnhardt uh, in the wrestling ring, basically being Stone Cold Steve Austin, but still. Uh, and I admit it. This past week I've kind of played with the AI thing a little bit for uh, what was it for tomorrow night's wrestling goal Friday night. AI helped make the title. That's about it. So somebody who's not so creative like me, yeah, it can be helpful, but yeah, they need. um, I mean, yes, I know Hayes is getting a little older, Heyman's getting up there too, but sometimes they gotta find some find some talent who's about to be um uh, either done retired or getting close to retirement and go, okay, now it's time for you guys to any of y'all people creative. Uh, I think Shawn Michaels is doing a lot of it in NXT. Road Dogg still is there, but they always bringing in writers, TV writers, which I think that's a little bit more to do with formatting and kind of give. I would like to think help. Well, we've done heard of stories of they pretty much do like 100% of some of these people's promos, which God bless them. Uh, some of them that has their promos written out for them completely and having to remember everything word for word. I do not think I need to do that. Ain't no way in hell I can do that. I mean, I can sit here and kind of look at something, then go, okay, I remember now, and add my own shit to it. But uh, And sometimes when I read these, complete articles, that kind of goes along. Read it, then talk about it. But yeah, what do they say? It's barely used and basically creative assistant. Mm, production and organized. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if it's there, I guess use it. If you're kind of, if you're sitting there, think of something to say, you're not sure, and it's like, okay, how about get on chat, whatever it is, um, and sit there, give your idea, then they'll give you something, then you take little this, little that, and it's like, okay, I don't need the rest of that shit. I know where to go now. I know what the hell to talk about. Actually, yeah, Chat TPT. I think that's what's it called? CPT. I don't know. Wherever that AI thing is. I know, what was it? Out earlier this year. Summertime this year. Uh, one of the one of our clients, project managers, was on site, and he was sitting there talking. It's like, man, yeah, I think he had a daughter's about to turn. No, it's about to graduate. I think. Yeah, I think she was about to graduate, and he was like, yeah, I play a little guitar, but you know, I'm no songwriter, so I went to Chat TPT, whatever it's called, and plugged in my little ideas, and it wrote a whole song for me, for my daughter. So uh, I think he sung it for graduation, and but hell, he still broke out his phone and said, yeah, give me an idea. Um, Playing in the dirt again, I don't know, and okay, country song talking about testing dirt, and that AI thing wrote the whole thing. Didn't sound half bad. Can't remember it, but didn't sound half bad. Um, but yeah, this AI thing, uh, there's no telling how long it's. Or I mean, I guess technology it's been there for a while, but now it's getting to public use. And like I said, uh, like Chet said, we're talking about the Mr. Rogers one, the wrestling ones, the one with babies, the one with the Bigfoot. It's entertaining stuff, and I think a lot of the video you can kind of tell it is. I mean, there's got to be somewhere to it. I think there's ways you can go in there and just at least move the lips and stuff like that. But um, I think I tried it one of my earlier videos. I tried that and nobody watched it. It was I guess it was Extreme Rules 2023. It was my voice, but I sat there and talk like this, talk like an old redneck. Except for one like that. I forgot how I did it, but it was me, being me doing that. But little more seasoning on that southern accent. I was sitting there talking like this. Gave my predictions for Extreme Rouge, the pay per view, Extreme Rouge. But yeah, nobody watched it. I think it's still up, but and I forgot what site it was. I did uh, pretty much got a picture of an old home or something like that, and that was the background, and the old man was sitting on a chair or something like that, and had the mouth moving. I recorded my voice on the website. Like I say, I was sitting here talking like this, like an old man, old redneck, old hillbilly. You know what I'm saying? He was giving predictions for Extreme Rules. See, I can turn that on and off. Actually, yeah. Speaking of, sorry, I digress. Yeah, when I was at Ingles today, got dinner at Ingles, and uh, the funny thing is, like, the manager, he's a my buddy or my friend, you gotta try some of this meatloaf. So he he took a little scoop of meatloaf, put it in a styrofoam bowl, and he told the well one the lady that's working there, she did it, and then she's like, oh, don't forget to put a little bit of those potatoes in it. And he looked at me like this, you do know mashed potatoes go with meatloaf, right? I'm like, I guess you ain't heard me talk yet, have you? then was like, then when I said, oh, or after I said that, he was like, you sit there and go, oh, okay, yeah, you definitely know. So, like I said, nice people. But yeah, hopefully that's what they do. Hopefully later on, uh, these people kind of, fade out. I mean, sometimes it don't have to be top stars who become head writers and stuff like that. Sometimes, some the best like baseball managers and some of the best coaches weren't the star players. It was a person running the bench. Why? Because they was probably sitting there with the head coach or with the baseball manager or whoever, and learning to learning the game, learning how to manage the game. Even though they weren't the star players, like oh, you know, so that's how they become. That well, that's the theory, I guess, of why some of those star players don't become great managers or great coaches, but the people who weren't the star players was second or third string or a bench player on um, baseball team or basketball team or whatever. They sit there. A lot of them, or not a lot of them, but a few of them kind of sit there with the coaches and stuff like that, and kind of learn the X's and O's and crossing the T's and dotting the I's of their chosen sport, and that's why they become, or like I said, learn to manage, uh, learn game management, not playing. So, so hopefully maybe wrestling can do that. Hopefully they can find somebody's okay, not a star every week, but somebody's been there. Somebody does hang out and picks veterans' brains and Triple H's brains and stuff like. I mean, they were well before Shawn Michaels was a big star. He was kind of like in other veterans' ears and uh, Vince's ears, of course. Talking about uh, how to do things. Raven was his interviews talking about that. Anytime you got with a booker or whatever, he would kind of pick their brain. Paul Heyman, there we go. Uh, go back talking about Eddie Gilbert. So hopefully one of these guys who or girls who are about to their careers about to end, be like, oh, let me try this creative shit. And hopefully it works out for the best because we don't want a total AI developed creative force. It sucks in entertainment as it is because I think some of these stars. I mean, we was having a conversation on site earlier today where it's like, does these actors and actresses and are they just so used to that's part of their job is for them that they they're so scripted that even when they supposed to give interviews, it's so scripted and they're giving everything because some of the things these actors and actresses say about anything going on in the real world, I really don't believe it one bit. It's like, do you really? Because it all kind of sounds the same what they say. So I'm like, I mean, I'm talking not just I'm not to say okay, just similar opinions. It's more the same lines, subject, everything, complete sentences, complete words, same words, everything. It's like, are y'all giving like the same script to tell you? And that's, I mean, if the AI takes over, they don't know anything about characters, I don't think. Um, and you tell them the same thing. I mean, like some of the movies now and TV shows is like same thing. Some of the songs now, that's a big thing. It's like listen to some of the songs. It's like same beats, same lines, same everything. It's like okay, and that's what makes entertainment boring. It's like if every song's the same, everybody acts the same. Everything, even when they're uh giving interviews, say the same lines and everything else. It's like it's no diversity. It's no you can't tell one person from the other. Um, so the AI thing is probably one of those things that is doing more harm than good, in my opinion. In my opinion. All right. Do, 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 do. All right. And for our main event tonight, now I will admit again, I was not able to watch Wrestle Dream. I went to Southern Fried Championship Wrestling in Monroe, Georgia. They were having their Crossroads show. Actually, a pretty good show. Um, I think it's actually available on YouTube now. Uh, that show was pretty good, I thought. It's probably better live than it was. I mean, if I was, because they do some mic work and stuff like that. Obviously, definitely you can tell you you can understand what they're saying when you watch it on YouTube. But if you're there live, it's I don't know if it's I guess there's acoustics in the building and stuff like that, and it could be a little bit from what where we're sitting. Can't really understand what they're saying, but anyway, let's get to it. I can still have an opinion about who won and lost. So here, yes. So Wrestle Dream was this past Saturday with including the dark matches or the matches show on Collision on TNT. 13 matches in all, so a couple less than their usual. Um, so let's get right to it. The first Saturday uh, tailgate brawl. I think these matches were on TNT. It was the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta. They defeated Roger Strong and the Conglomeration, which was Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Yomohiro Ishii by pinfall in 15 minutes 30 seconds. Um, no problem with this. The Roger Strong, I guess he's trying to be like, oh, I'm not a conglomerate, so I'm not a member of this group because it's too silly for me. That's the kind of vibe I'm get. I guess that's the vibe I'm supposed to be getting in this storyline, and it's like, really, you think we forget the whole Adam, Adam, how cringe that was, and now he's supposed to be serious again. Um, and I like Roger Strong. Now last night I watched the Kyle O'Reilly John Moxley match, which AEW Dynamite recap is available to watch, so check that out after this one. And I was pretty high on Kyle O'Reilly coming from the independents. Then when he got signed to WWE NXT, I was like, man, he can be that guy who's, I didn't say, world champion or anything like that, but, Intercontinental US champion. The guy who's going to sit there and have good matches with everybody. But since that, since he's been at AEW and had that neck injury, it's like, man, uh, he's still having decent matches, but you know, I think the nerve damage and everything. I mean, tell by the one arm is uh we met Joe King has mentioned for the you watch later matches of Paul Orndorff, one arm was smaller than the other one, as far as muscle wise. Um, but I was sitting there watching it last night, and I was like, man, and he's in AEW now. I'm thinking, damn, for him being AEW, because he's shown to have a little bit of a personality, and I'm thinking, damn, if he didn't get hurt, stayed in shape and stuff like that, and having great matches with everybody, he'd be probably in that AEW's main event picture. Joe King, PWG made him their champion for a while. Yeah. Um, yeah, I remember watching him in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But let's be honest, as Pro Wrestling Guerrilla compared to WWE, yeah. What you and we've seen in NXT, what you might have in NXT doesn't really transfer to the main roster. What you might have in indies, it's kind of like any other sport. Um, you know, uh, some high school players can't make it to college. Some great college players just can't cut it in the pros. Uh, I think Kyle had the ability just to, he just didn't have that over the top, you know. I mean, I like him better than I do, say, like Sami Zayn. I think he'd do way better. I think Kyle O'Reilly, if he stayed healthy and everything, and stayed in WWE, would have been over a little bit better than Sami Zayn. So it seems like there's a little bit of turn back now on Sami Zayn, and of course some of this I'm reading the comments of social media. So it's like, oh, are y'all turning on Sami Zayn? He's one of you guys. Can't turn on Sami Zayn. El Generico. All right. Next up, we had Eddie Kingston and Hook defeating the Frat House, Cole Carter, and Griff Garrison with Jack Jameson. Frat House is fucking entertaining. They should be on. I mean, I guess they're on Ring of Honor or whatever, but yeah, there's some. I mean, I mean, I'm not saying nobody makes it to the WWE, um, but there's a lot of them you would think like like Killer Cross. You'd think he'd be in that main event picture if you've seen him in TNA and NXT and in the Independence. Like, oh, it's just big Jack and talk and let's be honest, he got to the main roster and nobody seemed to care till he put on that goofy outfit. Got released. Everybody seemed to like care about him on internet wrestling community. Then when he came back, it was crickets until he did that promo on at well, not at WrestleMania, but well, yeah, it was at WrestleMania, but it was like a after show promo or something like that. So, and everybody started caring about him again until the bell rings, and it's like, oh, okay. But then he got released. I mean, you don't hear too much talking about him now. Those we won't cross kind of it's done faded. Hell, at the last pay per view, the crowd was chanting, "We want Edge." But yes, I mean, it's like all sport. I mean, like all things, it's like hell. Great college players. Sometimes great college players go to be great pro players. Let's see. So yeah, Eddie Kingston and Hook defeated Frat House. Uh, like I said, Frat House are freaking entertaining. They beat them in 3 minutes. I guess if you're just gonna put Kingston and Hook over, it can't be no longer than that. Um, Hook, he's dude's got potential, but they need to. He needs more developing. He needs more seasoning. They just don't have it. Eddie Kingston, again, I do not get it about Eddie Kingston at all. But it is what it is. But the Frat House, man, they're freaking entertaining. I've seen them do some couple shows for One Fall Wrestling in Georgia. Entertaining as hell. Put on great matches. Griff Carrison, I've seen since he's a rookie. Uh, again, a guy could probably needs a little bit more seasoning. But they've not even attempted to do anything with him. They put him with Brian Pillman Jr. And it was, uh, yeah, he needs a little more seasoning, or if he's going to stay that size, he needs to work that size. That makes sense. He can't be sitting there just throwing people around. I mean, yes, Taz was short, but Taz was thick. Only thing would have scared me about wrestling Taz if I was like 6'2". It's like, okay, he flips me over. He's strong enough to flip me over, but I might land before he even. He's gonna land way before I do or something. I forget how I worded it, but it's kind of like when Ridge Holland suplexed Big E on the floor. Surprised you didn't see a lot more incidents like that from Taz. But yeah, Eddie Kingston Hook won in 3 minutes. All right. We have women's tag team match. My favorite female right now or at least one of them in AEW is Holly Cameron. Funny as shit. Entertaining. Another one I do like, Will Nightingale, defeated the top guys, Mega Bane and Penelope Ford, in 12 minutes. That would have been a long 12 minutes. But yeah, I like Holly. I like Willow. Uh, Willow's just got one of those. I all four of those women again. And when I watched that, there was our 4-way tag team, women's tag team match, and you just watch it and you're like, they have like no flow at all. And you try to compare that to the Roxanne Perez and Stephanie Van Keur Raw match. I don't know if anybody's seen that match. Oh my god, that was a hell of a match. Great flow as far as transitioning of holds and moves and stuff like that. This flowed really smoothly, and I would say they're almost a slight notch above the Divas era, because I mean they was given 12 minutes, but still that had to be a long 12 minutes. But again, all four of these women potential. Willow Nightingale definitely potential as far as uh could be especially in AEW, a little bit bigger star, especially as a babyface. Uh, she's just got one of those personalities that if I was a booker or anything like that, I'm like, and somebody comes up to me, and it's like, we think we need to change Willow Nightingale into a heel. And I would have to sit there and go, are you out your fucking mind? You're fired. Uh, uh, and Holly Cameron, especially right now, she's kind of like that crazy playing with puppets and stuff like that. Actually, it's hilarious. Mega Bane, uh, tall, powerful woman. If Hook cut his hair, what do you get? Daniel Garcia. Uh, except for Hook looks like he's actually he tries to, you know, he at least spend some time in the gym and diet and stuff like that. But and I think Hook could be pretty good. I mean, he's got that certain something that people a lot like him about. Besides being Taz's son, uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah, cut. Yeah, that hair's got to go. Somebody needs a you know hair versus hair match with him. But I'm not saying he's not a tough guy, but it's kind of hard. You know, when you got him, you got someone like Claudio, and Roger Strong. He's a shorter guy, but he takes care of his body. He's in pretty good shape. Um, you FTR, they're a little thicker. And you try put him in there like a Shelton Benjamin, and that shit ain't gonna fly. Sorry. Um, just even okay. Not saying that he wouldn't put up a good fight if it was legit, but you know, if you look at it, it's like ain't no fucking way. And could be right. Lashley probably can um, use Hook for a toothpick. But let's see. Next up, you had FTR Cash Wheeler Dax Harwood with Stokely. They defeated Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight by pinfall in 13 minutes. Yeah, I just not a not a huge fan of the Speedball. I mean, they're decent in the ring. Sometimes they miss some stuff, but um, I'm pretty sure this was a good match too. Because Cash Wheeler and Dax, they would have enough patience and know where to place uh, Bailey and Knight in this match, and will know how to get heat and stuff like that. So uh, this probably was a little bit of education for those two youngsters. And I know there's probably somebody listening to this like, well, they've been wrestling for a while and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, He's, they might be, but um, but there's just yeah. I've seen Kevin Knight miss some stuff, miss timing stuff. All right, then you had Jamie Hayter. She defeated Tekla by pinfall in a singles match. Everyone was banned from ringside. Uh, fif- this had to be a long 15 minutes, 35 seconds. And this is one of the, I think this was the first, yes, this is the first main card matches. Um, uh, Tekla seems okay. Hater, uh, yeah. Mm, now, now the Jamie Hater, before she got hurt and became a Timu version of Becky Lynch, eh, some got lost there. And I'm pretty sure it's long absence and everything else. Um, but yeah. All right. Then you had Jurassic Express, Jack Perry and Luchasaurus back together again. They defeated the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson by pinfall in a $500,000 tag team challenge match. The winner receives $500,000, and Jurassic Park won that in 21 minutes 35 seconds. Pretty sure this was a decent match. I really don't care for Jack Perry. Luchasaurus, I thought he had potential, but man, what if you book a match wrong, and especially a wrong outcome? That's what can happen. Yes, even in a scripted sport, fans kind of like, okay. I think if he had just won that match with Jack Perry, it wouldn't hurt Jack Perry none because he's the babyface going against a monster. Luchasaurus would gotten over, and they kept using him as a monster. He would have gotten over even more. Now he's Luchasaurus again. And people were still trying to get behind him during the whole when they changed his name to Kill Switch, and Christian Cage was still a heel. They should have changed him then, but they didn't do it. But now it's like, oh, okay. For no reason at all, we switched Jack Perry. Now, same night, we're going to change Luchasaurus. So now they're back together again, and the couple of dynamites I seen with them on there, that seemed like people. As soon as the music went out, that's when the fans went out. All right, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP, they defeated the Man, Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona by pinfall. Tornado Trios match determined no one contender for the AEW World Trios Championship, which last night Hurt Syndicate lost that chance thanks to Ricochet just showing up and distracting MVP for no reason. Didn't attack him, didn't do nothing, just walked up to the ring. But yeah, I wish they would do more with Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. I thought they should have probably won the tag team belts a couple weeks ago against Bro Dito, but they didn't. When I was doing my prediction show, it's like, well, if this is for I didn't know it's for the no one contender, but I was like, well, okay, look, it won't. Whoop, JCW lunacy tonight was insane. What's up, Juggalo? Any good Jugga hoes out there? Super Magic Ninja, what? Oh, sorry. What's up, El Juggalo? What was I getting? Yeah, I was like, okay. Put Lashley and Benjamin back in a tag team title picture. MVP's better served right now as a manager, or they, put somebody with a group, not MJF. No, that was dumb. But oh really? Who's this new tag team? Randy and Bill Monkey. But yeah, I think my prediction, I was like, yeah, I would probably had the man win that one. Mickey Knuckles and Man Pondo. I heard Nick Cage is back in rehab. Man, Mickey Knuckles been doing this game for a while too. But yeah, I see no reason for the man could have been go after trios, and but I guess well, we found out why Hurt Syndicate won this match later on. All right, then you have for match for the AEW TNT champion, the champion Kyle Fletcher successfully defended his championship against Mark Briscoe by pinfall. 24 minutes 45 seconds. Might have been the best match on the card as far as technical match here, or I won't say technical match, but just a ordinary one-on-one match, no gimmicks. But the man, Kyle Fletcher, on the right track. He did a promo last night. The delivery of that promo was spot on, cocky, dressed to the nines. No yelling, no screaming, just he's the best. He's not going to give Mark Briscoe another shot, but Mark Briscoe did come out and say, "Hey, I want one more shot." And Don Gallows said, "No, no, no title shot for you." But yeah, I think Fletcher is right now on the right track. Just don't try to force feed it. Just let it happen. Let it happen. But yeah, Fletcher won this one. It was an absolute no-brainer. He should have won this one. And speaking, was another no-brainer I said last week. Chris Statlander successfully defended her AEW Women's World Championship, defeating Toni Storm by pinfall in 16 minutes 35 seconds. Again, yeah, no-brainer. I guess there was just going for shock as far as Chris Statlander winning the championship. I guess they win there, but that makes sense. But hey, she's doing pretty good right now. She's got back I guess the crowd support, what's left of it. And Mercedes Moné, she got a new belt that night. She successfully defended her championship against Mina Shirakawa, and she was the interim Women's World Ring of Honor World's Women's Champion. So now she's not only the TNT champion, another 10 belts, and now she's the AEW, or she's the Ring of Honor World Women's Television Champion. So whoop-de-doo. And are they can't really be counting the Owen Hart Memorial Women's Championship, one of the titles, since she doesn't defend it. She just so happened to win a tournament just for, I mean, that's one of those, hey, I did win this. The belt's my trophy. I just put a trophy in my closet or on my wall, whatever. But that's never defended. That was just earned right for the women's championship at the time. But yeah, this was an open challenge, 16 minutes, 10 seconds. Mercedes wins, and now she's called out Chris Statlander for a AEW Women's World Championship. Yeah. All right. And for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, the champions, Brodito, Bandito, and Brody King, the champions, successfully defend those tag team belts against the Don Callis family, Okada and Takeshita, with Don Callis, of course, by pinfall, 27 minutes, 25 seconds. Bandito got the pin on Okada. Last night, they had a match between Okada and Bandito for the Unified Continental Championship. Uh, Okada won, of course, but decent match. Okada, doesn't have bad matches. Bandito's okay. I'm not sure about that finisher he has, but um, and he's the Ring of Honor World Champion. Again, I've stated that my opinion about the whole Ring of Honor situation plenty of times. And for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, or excuse me, the AEW Men's World Championship, because they've been emphasizing a lot of that lately. The Hangnail Adam Page defeated Samoa Joe. After the match, uh, Powerhouse Hobbs and Shibata attacked Adam Page along with Samoa Joe, effectively turning the Ops heels. Mm, not sure about that because Hobbs was getting over and he still had a lot of crowd support last night. So, I mean, it can work for him. We'll see we'll see what things go uh, from here in his career. I think, like I said, he's a guy probably not going to have 20-star matches. Maybe a good 2.5, 3.5. But I think with the right push and everything, dude can be main badass babyface. But he's still young in his career, so we should see what happens with that. I mean, he's still got plenty of other baby faces out there. And in the main event, it was a I Quit match between Darby Allin and John Moxley. Of course, the Death Riders trying to help Moxley out. There was a spot there where they had a fish tank and John Moxley trying to drown Darby in it. Sting made an appearance. I think Joe called that last week. Sting made an appearance, helped Darby out, carried Marina Shafir away. Darby Allin made John Moxley say, "I quit," after applying the Scorpion Deathlock. Uh, yeah, since Sting's there, we're going to call it Scorpion Deathlock. Actually, I knew it was this. I always heard that move was the Scorpion Deathlock even before Sting started doing it. I think I seen Terry Gorey do it, and they call it the Scorpion. I think I seen Jerry Stubbs use it, and they call it Scorpion back in Continental, like a year or two before Sting started using it. I want to say Ricky wasn't Ricky Choshu the inventor of the move, or was given the credit for inventing the whole. And I think he called it the Scorpion. Yeah, because it looks more like a scorpion, not a sharpshooter. But Bret Hart being the hitman, of course he's got his finishing maneuver's got to be the sharpshooter. Very creative stuff though. But that's your Wrestle Dream uh, recap there. Pretty good card here. Maybe one day I'll buckle down and see it, but yeah, Ricky Choshu or Choshu Ricky. Now I'm about to press a button here. I don't know what's going to happen here. I didn't know how to type. There we go. Missed something. Let's see. What have I been missing? I always feel like I'm missing something. What are you talking about? Uh, no. Yeah, let's see. No, not really. And that's just, and I've kind of mentioned this in a few episodes before. There's really no one there now that this or anything. There's really nothing there going on. Going, I really want to tune into the next show, see what happens. I want to tune into the next show, see what happens. I mean, granted, does the WWE really have that? But they do a little bit better than AEW. Because you had the sudden turn of the Vision against Seth Rollins. It's like, okay, where's this going? And gosh, we all seen the cash in where you faked a knee injury, and heck, I even watched Stevie Richards talk about it. He was like, yeah, it looks legit to me, way you landed and everything. But as far as AEW show, it's right now. Right, AEW does. You're just watching matches. You're literally just watching matches. And I was actually thinking about it today. It's like, you know, and some of and some of the matches are just it's just video game wrestling. Now granted, I don't. I'm just kidding. Um, I was about to say, oh, maybe they watched my Raw recap, and I talked about how I like that good flow chain wrestling that Roxanne Perez and Stephanie Van Keur was having, and there was a couple matches on AEW. Um, um, anyway, I was saying how much, but Shelton Benjamin and what's his name, Shibata. They had a good sequence and stuff like that, and I was like, man, this is pretty freaking good. Hell, even O'Reilly and Moxley had a good sequence of doing that. Uh, but again, for the most part, it's video game wrestling, and I had a thought in my head. It's like, you know what? If Tony Khan had not put his money into AEW, the whole promotion, and just took, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even have to use a fraction of the money he's invested in AEW, and just made got with a developer and made a video game. Or I mean, not him personally, but put the money into and the right people into developing a wrestling video game. I'm willing to bet that he probably got a better return on his investment than he has in AEW. Now, if it turned out like I can't see. I can't really judge about that because I'm just going by what other people said. I did not play Fight Forever, but I don't see anybody harping for I don't even see them even talk about making another one, making a sequel. And I think it was supposed to be originally designed for it just be forever updated or something like that. But um, let's see, Joe King, be watching new wrestling versus old school wrestling. 5% versus 95%. Um, mm, okay, I'd almost want to say 50-50 because during the week I watch new wrestling and it's, I mean, like I said, there's nothing. Do I like it as much old school? Of course not. You know, now again, let's see, how old am I? Okay. Uh, so as somebody who's probably, let's see, 95 plus 30, as a, 40-year-old or 39-year-old, do you like, if they're still watching wrestling now, what do you like, the Attitude Era wrestling or wrestling now? And they'll probably say Attitude Era. Me personally is it was the 80s wrestling. I did like the Attitude Era because it kind of, the Attitude Era, I mean, kind of sort of, it got more grounded. Yes, believe it or not, Attitude Era of WWE seemed a little more grounded than the whole rock and wrestling, Hulk Hogan, ice cream bars, Randy Savage. Hell, even more grounded than the John Cena era because they was doing stuff for the first time. I mean, granted, was it inspired by ECW? Yeah, of course. Um, because hell, I remember watching TBS and Dusty Rhodes almost said ass, or he did say ass, and they bleeped it. Now you got, here we are, 97, 96, 97, 98. Yes, I have a little bit more opportunity to watch wrestling. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. But, uh, and I mean, I'll be honest, the reason I'm watching a lot of the newer stuff is because I'm doing this. Because right at 2020, I kind of said, F it all, especially the new stuff. Or I said, F all the new stuff. Because it was like, oh, you know what, screw this. Let them, let them virtue signal. But I'm not going to invest my time and money for them to do that. They're not getting my money while they're doing that. Um, but I start, again, it's, can I use the scenarios like that psycho girlfriend who just knows how to touch those right buttons, and you just got that, you know bond there. That's me in wrestling sometimes. 3 years later, I was like, or 2 years, yeah, 3 years later, I was like, you know what? Or probably a little further than that, when the whole bloodline thing was starting, I was like, oh, this little shit's taking off. Oh, Roman Reigns is a heel, and people are cheering for him now. Okay. this makes sense because they were still in the anybody but Roman, fuck Roman Reigns, boo, he shoved down our throats, fuck him. No cable. Heck, I don't have no cable. I have Wi-Fi. I have Wi-Fi internet. I have Wi-Fi internet and YouTube. And sometimes that's all you need. Or I mean, of course, the streaming, couple of streaming networks, Netflix. And like I said, I mean, Tubi. If you ever get a chance to, if you got a smart TV or Fire Stick or whatever, it's totally free. You don't buy nothing. You just gotta tolerate commercials. Uh, check out Tubi and put in the search engine pro wrestling, and uh, that's what I'm saying. Tubi's totally free, but they have some pretty good. I mean, they do show Evolve now, so that's pretty new. I think they show something else. Maybe Stardom or something like that. I don't know, but put in a search engine wrestling for Tubi, and they got some pretty good old school stuff. But like like a best of Memphis and something about Tommy Rich or something. I think they have Ghoulish Mid American Wrestling, a video collection of that. Yeah, a Tubi. Like I said, you gotta tolerate the commercials, and yes, you're gonna have to tolerate the. I think they hide the music. Like if you hear this, uh, that's because Memphis is playing it. Because Memphis used to do like music videos for wrestlers, but they would use popular songs, copyrighted songs that you'll hear on the radio. And of course, uh, as we learn when they have the network, that's a big no-no. Even yeah, even YouTube. If you, because I know during one of my watch-alongs of the UWF, I think I had the volume up a little too loud, and you was able to hear it, or what? I think it was in that phase where I downloaded the video. I played the video with no noise and had like fuzzy stuff in the background and like a low, like you could almost barely see the video. You can see it. It's kind of like it was a notch better than um free Cinemax, or you didn't have Cinemax, but you kind of seen enough of it. uh, but you can't really see it. But anyway, uh, but it was blurry enough to where, because I think I did like 3 times and I didn't get copyright written. But the one time I didn't, I didn't hide the noise. I didn't kill the noise. I had the noise still in there. It played Bruce Springsteen's "Born in USA," and not even lunchtime the next day, got an email saying, you need to take the video down or edit the video to hide this or do something. I was like, oh fuck. So yeah, you can't if you. The reason I can't play popular music on here as part of my little intro music, I gotta go on YouTube and use one of their music sounds. Um, but uh, but yeah, YouTube is like you can watch almost anything. Some current stuff, and if you have a Fire Stick, maybe you can still, if you hit those right buttons. you can find, um, whatchamacallit, AEW or TNA. But yeah, that's but yeah, if I miss granted, if I miss a AEW show, the only thing I'm really missing is a chance to make a video. That's about it. It's the only thing I missed. Only thing I really missed out by not watching Wrestle Dream, is not making a video about it. I could. I mean, I mean, I do. I mean, if you watch any of my stuff that talked about AEW, hey, I'm a fan of Darby Allin. I dig the dude. He's because he's yes, he's a small guy, but he wrestles like a small guy. Unlike Hook, who wants to throw people around. Darby Allin, he gets thrown around and he throws himself around. I mean, I seen the footage of the bump he took at Wrestle Dream where Moxley freaking threw him from the ring to a table. I mean, shot him literally from the ring to the table. And man, that could have been, if thank goodness Moxley was strong enough to do that. I mean, like I said, I didn't watch it. I didn't break down the video or anything like that. I haven't watched Stevie Richards talk about it yet. Which is another part. Some people give Stevie a hard time. I kind of like Stevie Richards' show. This is pretty good. I like Dutch Mantels and Jeff Jarrett every now and then. I don't watch them. Well, usually I listen to him while I'm driving, so that's my thing. But yes, so I think I really missed anything? No. Just miss some match. I mean, yeah, okay. I guess you can say the storyline of Darby Allin versus the, and yeah, we know Cesaro's strong enough. Uh, that dude is strong. All right, was it my? Okay, was it Moxley who did it during the pay per view, or was it? Because I thought it was Moxley who threw him, but I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, Cesaro's strong enough that I'm pretty sure he can throw my big ass through, you know, halfway across the arena if he wanted to. But the thing about AEW too is like you're almost scared of what 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 they're gonna do with Kyle Fletcher, because Kyle Fletcher's got he's got all the tools, the talent, the look, everything going for him to be a main event star. And you're kind of like watching it going, oh, kind of like watching a scary movie that you ain't watched before. It's like, don't open that door. So you're watching this one, let's not fuck it up. Yeah, a little bit when they're in their Death Riders outfits. Cesaro's a little taller. Moxley's got that strutting whatever. the the 70s, walk. I won't say totally George Jefferson, but almost tries to look like George Jefferson walking. uh, anyway, I think that's a good way to end it tonight. Gotta get packing my stuff up, get to go home tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow night is a Wrestling Gold Friday night. We're talking about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it is still real to us. And tomorrow night, we go back to the extreme, watch some ECW TV, hardcore TV from 1995. So there you go. See, YouTube, you can find a lot. I mean, YouTube, you can find like indie stuff, independent wrestling shows. You just gotta make sure, trying to find what you're looking for and everything like that. But anyway, like I said, this does it for me tonight. Hopefully everybody have fun tonight. Hopefully everybody has a good one. Hopefully Friday's good to you folks. It's, well, not payday for me. I get paid every 2 weeks. So if you get paid every 2 weeks and it's payday, yay, payday. If you get paid every week, yay, payday again. So I'm trying to figure out where to end this off at. But anyway, like I said, I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to click the like button, share it, tell people to comment on it. Also, tell them to help your boy out. Subscribe to this channel. Other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real, because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.